Welcome back to the Ed Show. Mitt Romney promised a big speech on the economy today. It turned out to be a real lemon. The candidate spoke to the Detroit Economic Club from Ford Field. Real white and a lot of suits. The football stadium seats about 80,000 people. Only problem? Romney had about 1,000 people in the crowd, making the event look like a total flop. Romney's campaign couldn't even fill all the chairs in the audience. The speech was overshadowed by images like this. Romney's campaign, they should have learned a lesson from the Obama campaign in 2008. I mean, if you want to have a campaign speeches in sports arenas, you better fill the doggone place up like the Obama camp did 4 years ago this month in Hartford, Connecticut, and also in Madison, Wisconsin, and also in Cincinnati, Ohio. Romney tried to make light of the stadium blunder during his speech.
I want to thank the folks at the Ford Field for making this space available for us. I guess we had a hard time finding a large enough place to meet, and this certainly is.
They're just overly optimistic. Organizers of the event say the Secret Service wouldn't let Romney give the speech at a smaller location within Ford Field. But Romney only has himself to blame for putting his foot in his mouth once again.
I like the fact that most of the cars I see are Detroit-made automobiles. I drive a Mustang and a Chevy pickup truck. Ann drives a couple of Cadillacs, actually.
That's kind of his way of supporting the automobile loan. The guy with at least 4 family cars really knows how to relate to the working folk of America, huh? Romney makes a lot of gaffes when he goes off script. But the things he says on script caused hundreds of auto workers to protest the speech outside the stadium today. Romney was still bad-mouthing the auto workers union from the football field.
In my view, the industry got in trouble because the UAW asked for too much. Management gave too much and made other mistakes. And the government cafe standards hurt domestic automakers and provided a benefit to some of the foreign automakers.
Well, how in the heck could that have happened on the heels of 8 years of George Bush? Let's bring in an electrician for Chrysler Sterling Heights Assembly Plant, Stacy Stewart. Stacy, good to have you with us tonight. What was
it is good to be here.
You bet. What's your reaction to Mitt Romney and the way he handled and has handled and editorialized the automobile loan?
It's very disheartening. It's almost a joke at this point now. He's trying to backpedal and make himself sound good, and it was his idea that Obama did everything that he said. No, Obama did exactly the opposite of what he said. Now he wants to get credit for the loans working for us, and no, all the credit goes to President Obama.
Why were you protesting today?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Why were you protesting today? Why did you feel the need to protest and go out there?
Because I'm taking it personal. I'm taking it very personal because my job was jeopardized. I was on a long, lengthy, almost year-and-a-half layoff before the bailouts happened. And after the loans were given to Chrysler and GM, I went back to work like a week and a half later. I didn't know if I had a future coming, and I do. And to hear someone from Michigan, a politician, dog the auto industry, dog the American auto industry and the unions. He uses the word union like it's a 40-letter word. I'm offended. It's like he's cursing us out, the taxpayers, the American people. We pay very good taxes. Why would you not want me to go back to work when I'm paying large taxes, me and all of my coworkers?
Are you offended the way he portrayed the unions today?
I am very offended the way that he portrayed the unions, the way that he pretty much attacked the unions. I don't know what GM, Chrysler, Ford plant that he's been in lately, and for him to say that the unions are running the company, I'm in the plant 5 and 6 days a week, and I can tell you that's not the way it is. The unions there to protect us. We're not running the companies. We're not taking money under the table like he tries to put it, and we're adding extra cost to the cars. We took away costs from the cars.
Stacy Stewart, I appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for joining us here on The Ed Show. The Michigan and Arizona primaries are coming up this Tuesday, and of course we'll have full coverage here on MSNBC. Let's turn to WDTW radio host and my friend Tony Trupiano. Tony, good to have you with us tonight, buddy. Good to see you again. The Obama.
It's a pleasure. Been too long.
It has been. What happened there today? What's the mood of the people going into Tuesday towards Romney and Santorum?
Well, what happened here today is the American union worker, the organized labor in whole, certainly led by Bob King and the UAW, stood up to corporate malfeasance stood up to arrogance. And I got to tell you, it was empowering to be with these folks this morning. We often talk about our military heroes. One of the things that I've recognized over the last 4 years is we've got another kind of hero in America today, and that's an industrial hero. People that work for the auto industry and the related fields that have sacrificed, get this, between $7,000 and $30,000 a year in under these new contracts to keep the American manufacturing system growing strong, Ed. This isn't just about the auto industry. It's about manufacturing. What happened this morning was empowering. It was democracy in a way that most people don't get to see.
How is President Obama being received in Michigan right now? This is a very important state for him.
And it's clear that this state loves him. I'm not going to say he's got nothing to worry about. This president takes everything seriously, everything the way he should. He understands that what he's done is not, everybody's not just going to accept it wholesale. The one thing we know that's happened in the last 14 months or so, as the economy is beginning to rebound, as Michigan is beginning to grow, this president has visited us, even in the last 6 months, 7 or 8 times. He understands the critical nature of what's happening here. And Ed, yeah. I don't want to make this sound just about Michigan and just about the UAW and just about organized labor, but at some level, what's happening here is an outgrowth of what needs to happen all over the country. And I think the president recognizes that the success of what's going on in Michigan is something that should and will happen all over the country.
Is the Cadillac comment going to be a problem for Mitt Romney, what he said today?
Absolutely. Again, it just shows how arrogant he is. You had said in your introduction that he's, he fumbled the ball today, the political football today. Our Detroit Lions, thank God, have been playing better ball these days. They're not fumbling much, unfortunately.
I knew you'd get a plug in for the Lions, Doug. I knew you'd
I had to, Ed. Come on. But I will. And let's remind people that even the Players Association's got themselves a strong union.
Yeah.
So the president's doing well here. Listen, this is a good time to be a progressive radio talk show host, as you well know, Ed.
All right. Tony, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much. Tony Trupiano with us from Detroit.